Hey, what's happening, YouTube? Chris here from New Venture Entrepreneurs. Thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to my channel, I'm an online seller and I sell on platforms such as Amazon, eBay, Etsy, and Merch by Amazon. And every week I have a video series with Ben. Me and Ben talk about our Merch by Amazon business. We do just go over the current tier we're on, where we talk about the amount of sales we made for the whole week, and so on and so forth. We also talk about our strategies that we use for the week. So this is going to be for the weeks, let me see, the weeks of July 1st
Yep, I
through
think July 1st through the.
Saturday the 7th. Yep. All right. So without further ado, Ben, thank you for coming on today. How are you doing today? How's your week been?
Doing great. Thanks for having me as usual. Can't believe another week has already been gone by. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah. July 4th though.
Oh, July 4th, it was relaxing for me. A lot of my family is kind of further out from me, so I didn't go out to visit them. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I just, hanged out with people in my apartment complex and, just barbecue a little bit.
Nice.
Pretty much relaxing. How about yourself?
It was great. Was down at the beach trying to stay cool. Had a blast and was back at work the next day. So just ready to roll, man. We're just pushing through.
Speaking of the heat, man, how are you holding up, man? This heat out here is pretty bad.
It's brutal. It's brutal. But fortunately, I'm kind of by the beach, so that keeps it manageable for me.
Yeah, that's good for you. I'm out here in the valley, so you already know it's just unbearable sometimes, Yeah. So I believe you finished your Merch Focus 30 recently, right? So tell me about your experience with that so far.
Yeah, so for any of your viewers that don't know what that was, I essentially kind of committed to doing a 30-day focus period for the month of June, where like I put the blinders on, tried to focus only on my merch business, and put all my other side hustles to the side, so make them even more of a side hustle, I guess, and just see like what I could do to transform my business. So I guess kind of just real quick to touch on the numbers. Before that whole like month-long period, I'd done 13 sales, like my previous month. So in May, March, April, May. Yeah, May. And then last month, I closed out with 22 sales. So I increased like my sales volume by 70%. My royalties went from $6 to $35. So
that's amazing.
That was awesome. Like as far as sales and everything's concerned. But I think more importantly, what I was really trying to do is really just build out like the processes to actually scale the business, because $35 is not a lot of money. But now I have, for example, like my designer in place. I have like these kind of methods and, that we've been talking about over the last few weeks, just like how I literally know exactly what I'm going to do when I want to go find a t-shirt or a niche to go into. I find that easily. I pass it to my designer. He gives it back and I can upload it. And so like, that was the main real goal of that month. And I think like that was a major win for me. So I'm pumped on it. Yeah, man, it was great.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. You can see your success attributes to you just focusing primarily on one thing. That's pretty good. And also you said you just, give your ideas to your designer and he just pumps your designs out. Do you utilize your designer for anything else?
Yeah, so it's actually a good question because I've been thinking about it a lot more. So my designer right now, one, I guess the biggest cost in the business is definitely outsourcing the designs. That can get a little pricey. So one kind of creative thing that I mentioned to you earlier was just that, I do have a few companies that actually approached me to do some consulting work in the past, and ended up actually going and reaching out to them and getting some, essentially getting some deals to do some logo development for them as well. So I was able to kind of offset some of the costs of my designer by charging these companies, a premium to kind of do these really higher end designs. So a little bit outside of the t-shirt realm, but essentially, helped cover the cost. And that's something, I always am looking for creative ways to either bring in more revenue or just keep costs down. And so that was super cool. Yeah,
that's a really smart idea, honestly. You always want to try to figure out how you can make your business pay for itself instead of you just coming out of your pocket. It makes sense like when you first start a business, you're going to come out of pocket for a little bit, but eventually you want the business to just pay for itself. And by you utilizing your designer for other parts instead of just Merch by Amazon, That was really a smart move by you.
Thanks,
I
man.
did the same thing. I use it for Etsy. You know, I made some sales on Etsy. I don't go just for merch by Amazon, but you want to maximize your designer or maximize your help as much as possible, so you can make as much money as possible. You know, you can go the Etsy route. You can go to merch by Amazon. You can go to eBay. You can go to, you know, outside companies, make logos. You want to use your designer as much as possible, and that's how you can just grow and scale your business. You can hire more designers. So that's just a really smart play.
Absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate it. Definitely encourage anyone that has a designer to kind of look at it too, you know, like it is an asset. It's part of your team having that designer. So and the more you start thinking about those opportunities and other ways to utilize that resource, like you start to get introduced to the people, or, you know, you can call it the law of attraction or whatever you want. But I think it's just like you start to pick up on like conversations with your friends where someone mentions something, and you're like, oh, I actually have a designer. Boom. You know, that could be some way to get more business or do whatever. But anyway, I just said that right after saying I was focusing 100% on merch. So that was literally just randomly happened and seemed to work out perfectly. But yeah.
Your journey pretty much inspired me. I'm currently on tier 500, and I'm not close to 500, but we'll get into it. But now I just have that boost of motivation to just try to like max out my tier right now. So
totally, man.
Like basically my focus now is gonna be on merch. I'm gonna kind of, you know, take a step off of like my other businesses right now, so I can just max out my merch by Amazon business. Are you about to say that?
I was just gonna say, like, I encourage someone else, you know, other people to do a merch focused 30. You can call it whatever you want, but like a 30-day blitz period, because like there's a lot of things that come out of it that I mean, you know this because you've been doing merch for a while, but even just putting like a little bit more attention on it, there's so many like cool things that actually end up coming out of that. And, you know, you really set yourself up with the skill set to kind of like grow and scale the business beyond that.
Definitely.
And I'll get into it, but like it's paid off actually even more this month so far than it did in June for me. So
that's funny you say that. I remember last month, I didn't put as much effort as I did like the previous months before last month. It paid off in June, but now since I didn't put much effort into it in June, it's kind of bleeding over to July. Yeah. But I'll get into that in a second though.
Yeah, do you want to just dive into the numbers?
Yeah, sure. Let's just get started into it. So I'll go ahead and run off mines. I'll go through everything, and then you can go after. So I'm currently on tier 500, like I said. I'm working my way up to get out of tier 500. I have a total of the total amount live I have so far is 132. But I think the last time I spoke, I was at 104 or 110 or something like that, somewhere lower. Like I said, I just got this boost of motivation to really start uploading. So I'm going to challenge myself to upload 50 designs a week, preferably. So pretty much like 10 a day, Monday through Friday. So my plan is to do like just take one day, like a Saturday, and just design a crap load of designs, and then throughout the week I'll just upload 10 Monday through Friday. So I'll be my 50 designs per week. So, you know, by the end of the month, I should have, you know, like 200 basically.
Yeah.
So that's that. And then, so this week's sales has been better. I've had better weeks to say the least, really. I've had just 3 sales this week.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I think since I didn't put too much effort into June, you know, it kind of shows the month after, you know, I'm not making that many sales. It's off to a slow start so far. Hopefully it'll pick up. I'm just not too sure about it. This month doesn't seem like it'll be a good month. I just get that feeling. I don't know why. The number of designs that sold were just 3. I actually had 1 return this month already and 1 cancel. So that equates to my 3 sales. What worked for me this week? Honestly, I just have to say that it's probably just that same niche that I'm in. So that attributed to one of the sales. And one of my Mother's Day shirts that I made a long time ago actually sold this week, or last week, I mean. So, I mean, that's pretty much all that worked. Any of the other strategies that I said I was going to do, or I am doing, hasn't really taken off yet. So some strategies, some strategies I'm going forward with this week is pricing. So I'm going to look at all my shirts, just go through all of them and really, you know, pinpoint some shirts that need to be adjusted. When I was going through it today, I started looking at some of my shirts that I made or the summertime, some of them may have been priced a little bit too high. And that was just me trying to test, you know, what worked and what didn't as far as pricing goes. Like some of my shirts were priced at $18.95. And I said that in my other videos, or in our other video together, I said that $16.99 really works for me. So all those high price shirts that I have, I'm going through every single one of them, and anything that's like, you know, $18.95 or $19.99, I'm bringing everything back down to $16.99, and hopefully, you know, that'll help pick up some sales.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, like there's companies that have actual pricing managers that do all this. We're just one person trying to, you know, take care of all aspects of the business. So there's pricing managers that make sure the price is correct on each item. We have to, you know, really take account that as well. You know, look at your business from every single aspect. All parts of your business you have to take care of, you know.
Totally. Yeah, I hope someone comes out with a software to manage like the pricing a little better, because it would be nice. Like it is hard to do it all yourself, and especially, you know, we only have a few hundred shirts, but imagine once you get like thousands of shirts uploaded. So
exactly. So it's always a good idea to just go back through all your shirts and see what hasn't sold. Try to like figure out why it didn't sell. Maybe your price is too high. And the reason why I priced them so high, it was just they're good looking shirts, you know, like really high end, high quality graphics. So I just assumed that they'll sell well, but that's not always the case. You never know with the Amazon shoppers, you know, so you just have to really test things out. Another strategy that I'm going with for this week is all the Mother's Day shirts, or pretty much a lot of the designs that were taken down because of the 90-day rule, specifically Mother's Day shirts for me. If it doesn't say Mother's Day on the shirt or on the logo, then I'm taking those shirts that were for Mother's Day, and I'm just putting or marketing them as like Christmas holiday type shirts, you know. So
interesting.
Like I said,
just kind of repurposing them essentially.
Pretty much is recycling them, and then at least I'm getting started on my holiday shirts, you know, like just all the stuff that really that hasn't sold, that was removed. I want to use them again because they were good graphics. Maybe they just didn't get any exposure, but so yeah, now I'm just gonna put them as holiday shirts and, you know, try it again. Pretty much, I have a lot of room to play with.
That's a real good idea.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of room to play with. I can upload 500 designs, so that's not a bad idea. Another thing is just the Amazon Spark, the one you talked about in one of your videos. So as of right now, I have 7 posts, and I have 2.5K, I guess, views with 6 hearts and 7 smiles. I don't know what the heart and smile, I don't know what the difference is between those, but
yeah,
that's what I have.
Do you think you know sales from those yet?
Unfortunately, I don't think I did.
Yeah, interesting.
But I like that I'm getting a lot of views. I like that I'm getting some exposure to my listings, so I'm just going to continue going forward with it. I think I said before that I want to venture out into Pinterest, but you really have to take into account the amount of time that you have to use for your business. To me right now, it just makes more sense for Amazon Spark to just utilize that platform to market my shirts. I have to use my time wisely, and I've heard a lot of sources saying that social media, I just heard before, you know, social media doesn't really work for making sales. It may gain exposure, but it doesn't necessarily convert to sales. You know, so I just think that Spark is a good move or good play right now. And then eventually, if I see myself having more time, then I'll venture out into Pinterest or something like that. But yeah, so I'm just gonna continue uploading to Spark right now, you know, every single day, and test it out as well. Like I said before that I had some Trump shirts, some political shirts, both anti or pro. You could test that out, see see which one actually works. You know, it's up to you, but that's just a strategy that I'm going to be using for this week.
Awesome, man. So on Spark, are you doing what kind of posts are you using? The polls or just individual shirts?
Personally, I like the poll.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have 7 posts. 6 of them are polls, and 1 of them is just one listing. I like the poll because you can pretty much see what shirt people really don't like versus another shirt that people may or may not like. You can really just look at that. And yeah, I just like the poll a lot better, honestly.
Totally. No, I think that's good. I like that. I did a few non-polled posts and they just didn't do as well. My one polled post got like 4,500 views, and I know at least 1 sale from that came through.
Wow. Nice.
I think I got kind of lucky. I think you have to do things that like, yeah, I mean, like you said, I just think if you keep posting pulled shirts, like eventually you're going to get one that trends or takes off. So yeah, I don't know. I like that platform a lot though.
Yeah, exactly. And you can take your time to list all your shirts to Pinterest and then Twitter and then Instagram. It's going to take a lot of time, but it makes a lot of sense to go to where Amazon customers are since they're already on the platform. You might as well advertise them the best way you can to them, which is,
Right.
by Amazon Spark.
Yeah, and people have their credit card already loaded up in Amazon. So it's like if they happen to get like, if you get 5,000 views and a few people see the shirt and really like it, all they have to do is click to it, and then it's literally like 2 or 3 clicks and they've ordered your shirt. Versus like if it's on Instagram or Facebook, it might be like, it's just there's additional steps. There's more friction versus the Spark app. It's literally like boom, 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 done. Like that's it. Which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if they see some type of, I don't know, beach shirt or Christmas shirt right there on Amazon as they're looking for a Christmas shirt, they just click it, bam, buy it, out the door,
Ready to roll.
Yeah. So how about your business? How was your week? How are your sales going?
Okay, so we'll get into it. I'm still tier 500, so no change there. I'm up to 304 live designs out of my 500. So definitely creeping up. I really want to hit the 400 designs live though, just because I do feel like I'm going to be a lot more eligible or likely to trigger for tier 1000 once I hit 400 live. So anyway, that's kind of a big goal. As far as sales, this has been a really good week for me. I sold 14 shirts this week. I think it's my single biggest week so far. Thank you.
Deserves a clap, man. That's amazing.
From you. So, and what's funny is, again, like I mentioned before, that's literally almost all of them are new designs, by the way. But those 14, that eclipses, I've already in 1 week beat my the month that was before my Blitz month. So in May, I did 13 for the whole month this week. And then I did the Blitz and did 22. And then this week alone is 14. So that puts me in a good place, hopefully to close out the rest of the month pretty strong. So I'm excited about that. Number of designs sold were 8 designs. So I'm starting to get a little bit more traction on a few of them. And they're starting to, do more than 1 unit, which is awesome. And I did have, I think, maybe 2 orders this week that were definitely, multiple shirt orders. Both of them, I think, for like 2 units each. So that's kind of cool. 0 returns, 0 cancels. So yeah, just going off numbers, it was a pretty good week. But I think kind of like what you said, a lot of it is, that means that I need to not rest on my laurels. Like I need to keep uploading designs because, that seems to just be like the biggest correlation to my success has just been having more designs up, and learning more from that and getting more data. So I guess kind of what didn't work, if anything, for me was just still not uploading as much. It was a holiday week, but my designer was out of town. So we kind of took a break for the week, but I just need to hit it again hard and get, at least like another 50 designs up this week, I think. But I think really I would love to see like 100 more designs up in the next 10 days or so, so 10 designs a day. It's not hard. And yeah, so that's kind of a big strategy. And then what I'm looking at going forward is to do that, get, hopefully tiered up in the next like 2 weeks, and continue pushing like Spark and Pinterest and some of these other things that we've talked about, just to hopefully get a little bit more traffic there. Because I think if I can get like even 1 or 2 more sales per week from using Spark and Pinterest, like that's a game changer to me. So that's kind of where I'm at with my business. And I'm definitely going to be getting more serious about actually starting to think about cross-listing to Etsy and eBay. So we did talk a little bit about, what other things I could use my designer for. And, one simple thing is just outsourcing and asking them to actually go ahead and do some of that work as well. So asking them to do some of the cross-listing for me at, I think, a really affordable rate. Because to be honest, once the listing's already on Amazon, I've already got all the keywords, everything loaded in there. Now they can just cross-list it. And, I hate doing the cross-listing. It's so time-consuming. So I
agree.
Yeah. So if I can pay someone, like, hey, if you can, maybe I'll just bundle it in with the design. So now that we've done more work together, I can say, hey, I've been paying you this rate. Now what I'd like you to do is to finish it, but I also want you to go and list it on these other platforms. Now I'm not going to have them do it on merch just because it's against the TOS, but you know, if I include that and bundle it in, then I can justify it even more to have them continue to work for me.
Okay. Nice. So. Now, just to get into your head for a second, now you've concluded your merch Focus 30 program or series. Now, if you say that 100% of your energy was into Merch by Amazon, now that is finished, how would you kind of put your energy into other, you know, businesses that you have? So you're going to put like 70%, or are you just going to do 50% merch and then do 50% the rest? Or how is this going to change your schedule now?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So my like goals are, my full focus right now is getting to having my print on demand business generate $300 in pure profit per month. And so that's
my saying print on demand, like that's all print on demand, like not just merch, you know, you're saying Etsy as well and anything else? Just merch, just print on demand in general?
Yeah, I mean, that's actually even the better question really is right now I'd love to see that would be from all merch, but I'm at the point right now where I'm just willing to put more work into it. And so I think the focus right now is on creating more designs and continuing to do everything I was doing on merch, but then just upload, like I'm going to spend hopefully some time and rebrand my Etsy store and then just uploading everything over there. I got an organic sale on Etsy this week. Just randomly, and you know, it's just crazy. Like the margins there are so much, they're just it's what, $5-10 minimum per, like, depending what you sell. I sold like a phone case that I had in it. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna make an extra like $5 or $10 there. So again,
that's amazing.
$300 a month profit. So roughly, I'm trying to break that. We've talked about it, but I love the increments, and so I want to see like $10 a day on average. Pure profit. And then because once you're at that level, like it's even more of kind of a validation method where you say, okay, like I have 300, well, I got here and these were the steps I got here with, so I can duplicate that. And then the next one is like getting to $1,000. And then it's like, okay, well now I'm making like $1,000 is a legit amount of money to be making on the side. Or even if you're in this full time, like that's a good amount of money. But once you're at 1,000, that's like, okay, well now I can play around. Have some more time. Now, what if I double that, 2,000? Then it gets really exciting because then you're like, okay, well, what if I get to 4,000? Well, that's you can live off that. And so those are the kind of the things. I think it's all the way my mind works is incremental steps, and so I think that's kind of like where my priority is. So right now, $300. I need to hit that 300. That's my goal. I don't care if it's just on merch. I'd love it to be, but I think merch, and then I'm also going to branch a little bit onto the Etsy side to boost the royalties. So, but what about you? Tell me, I want to know.
Well, I was just going to say, you know, that definitely seems attainable. $300 for print on demand, you know, seems like is a good goal to reach when you're first starting. And like you said, you know, just want to, once you get to that one goal, you're going to want to go to a different goal and set it even higher. But like I said, $300 definitely seems attainable. And also you can, if your goal is $300, you can maximize the amount of channels that you're selling on. So it doesn't have to be just merch. It could be Etsy merch, you know, Redbubble, all the other stuff. So you can get your $300 goal. So that's an amazing strategy to use.
So what do you think? Do you think should I do another challenge, a $300 profit challenge, and do like a month?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's probably not a bad idea to do that with Etsy. You know, you've done your series with merch. You know, you get a feel for how it is. The cool thing about Etsy, like you said earlier, your profit margins are a lot better. People are on Etsy are just more conditioned to pay more. They're more conditioned to pay shipping, and also you get a lot more information from your Etsy customers. Totally. So you know, maybe you should just put your whole focus or another series on Etsy and see how that goes. So yeah, I think it's not a bad idea.
Oh man. Okay. Well, so tell me about your goals though. What's your goal for the full month right now? I mean, obviously we're going to check back in next week, but are you know, we're already a week into July. So what's kind of your outlook on, you know, this month as far as like designs, like what are you trying to do with your business?
Yeah. Same thing that you did with your merch Focus 30. I'm going to really attempt to maximize the amount of designs that I have for my tier. So I want to go all the way to 500. I just want to get up there, and so I just have it set because if you think about it, we're in the summertime, like pretty much quarter, I guess was the second quarter, I think. Yeah, so we need to get ready for fourth quarter is what I'm trying to say. Right now is the best time to get all your designs up, get ready for when people are ready to shop, which is more like October, November, December. I think it's the best time to just maximize what you can right now. So like I said, the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be uploading 10 designs a day, at least 50 per week. On Saturdays or Sunday, I'm just going to sit down and pump out a lot of designs for me to list throughout the week, and then, you know, jump up to tier 500 and hopefully go over. Yeah, I mean, even after I get to 500, you know, I might want to set a goal for myself to get to 1,000, just so I'm really prepared for the fourth quarter. You know, I do want to get back into Etsy. My Etsy store is still up and running. I get a lot of likes and stuff like that, but I haven't really put much like uploads to it lately.
Yeah.
It's just really hard managing your time, you know?
Totally. I was just going to say, like, I get the favorites all the time on my Etsy store, which is extremely small right now, but yeah, I rarely get sales. But I think if you have the vault, like if I had the same number of designs up there as I do, you know, on my merch business, I feel like I'd definitely get at least 4 or 5 a month, which if you're making $7 to $10 profit per design, that's an extra $50 right there. So think about getting 250 from merch and then another 50 off merch like that. That's great.
So in all honesty, I might have to copycat your series. I'm gonna do merch focus 30 for myself, probably. Maybe not call it that exactly.
That fires me up. That I would have loved. So many people have reached out and been like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about doing my own merch focusing." I'm like, "Yeah, do it." But if I got one person to do their own, that would be like the best thing ever. So I would love to see you do it.
You made a difference to the world, so thank you, Ben, for that. So yeah, and after merch, I'm just gonna do the same thing. You can call it Etsy Focus 30, I guess, or something like that. So yeah, and then after that, we could try like Redbubble or Teespring, or, you know, just to get a feel for how these POD services are. Like, we have the designs. All we need to do is just get it out there and gain exposure.
100%.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
That's pretty much it from me. Was there anything else you want to discuss today?
No, I mean, I think that's it. I think like the big takeaways are just, you know, getting designs put up is the biggest thing. And then now it's like, once you have the volume and the traction there, like I think just pushing them to other places. And then, yeah, I mean, just what we talked about with goal setting. And I'm excited just to see, you know, imagine by the time we're at fourth quarter, like where our businesses are going to be. So, yeah, that's all I've got. Other than that, thanks again for having me on your channel. And
yeah,
another one of these next weekend.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for being on today, Ben. Was there anything else? Do you want to plug anything? You know, you have your channel or anything you want to talk about?
Nothing crazy right now. Just if you guys want to see the merch focus 30 from the beginning, I have tons of videos on my channel and a playlist for it. So maybe we can link that down below in the bio.
Definitely.
And yeah, Chris, I'll probably put this up on my channel too. So anything for my audience that you wanted to touch on?
Yeah, you can follow me on New Venture Entrepreneurs on YouTube. I also have an Instagram as well at New Venture Entrepreneurs. Ben, I'll also link your Facebook group in the description as well. So if you guys want to follow Ben's Facebook group, I highly recommend you go and check it out. There's a lot of information in there. You know, it's a growing Facebook group, so you can get in right now while it's still growing.
Yeah, it's small, it's super intimate, which is fun. So it's like a lot of people, and you know, my goal is to start putting a lot more content in there as well. So would love that. That'd be amazing.
All right, great. So yeah, thanks again for being on here today, Ben. And if you guys have any questions about Merch by Amazon or Etsy or any other print-on-demand service, go ahead and leave your questions and comments in the comment section below. So thanks for watching this video.